Hey everybody, welcome to the studio of Carini Arts. Check out CariniArts.com for my shop, my blog, my podcast. I would love for you to join me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and now on Threads. I could really use your support because not just me, but all artists, you make what we do possible, and I appreciate the love. So today I want to talk about why artists charge so much for their art. So I'm going to do something a little different. I'm actually going to show you one of my newest paintings, and I'm just going to break down the pricing of my painting for you. So we'll keep this quick and simple. So here's my painting. This is a new piece that I did. This is an 18 by 18 inch piece. It is black light and glow in the dark activated, so UV reactive. So different types of effects for this piece. Unfortunately, here on YouTube, the lighting doesn't do it justice, nor does it do that for the colors. But this is one of my works on a 1.5 inch stretcher bar. It is ready to hang. I don't generally like to wire my pieces. I just like to hang them off the stretcher bar because they can just hang off of a single hook or a screw. Boom, you're good to go. And then the thing about doing that, hanging off a single screw, is then you can rotate it any which way you want. Super easy. But this piece right here is one currently listed on my website for what I call my VIP package at $1,500. And so a lot of times people will say, $1,500? Why is that $1,500? That's ridiculous. Now, the truth is that we're all on our own unique journey. And one of the most valuable forms of art is time. And it's up to you what your time is worth. And you should never let anybody tell you otherwise. So it's up to you how much you want to sell your art for. Now, maybe you want to sell a lot of work, so you price it lower. Maybe you want to sell based on volume, or maybe you want to convey a sense of quality or provide a over the top experience. Now, for me, when people buy my works, they get a really comprehensive experience. There is a certificate of authenticity. There's oftentimes some additional items and gifts and things that come with it. And in the case of my work, it includes free professional creating and shipping from my art shipper. So let's take that number 1,500. If you were to say, oh, okay, you did that and it takes you X amount of time, $1,500 sounds pretty good. Yeah, it does. So $1,500. Now let's factor in the creating, shipping, and insurance from the art shipper alone. So just to get it there, which is included in my price. If it is somewhere in the United States, I'm going to guess that it's probably in the range of $250 to $300 for that with the service that I use for the professional grade service. If it is shipping somewhere like Australia or Canada, somewhere like that, it could be more. And in some cases, if it is going somewhere like the UK, I will often just go ahead and include the shipping. And so it's like on some projects I make a little bit more, on some I make a little bit less. But just let's just say it is domestic. Right there, we're going from 1,500 to 1,200. Now let's say that this is a piece that is on consignment with one of my galleries. Well, with the gallery arrangements that I have, that is 50% right there. So we're going from 1,200 right there down to 600. Then we have to take into consideration material costs and stretcher bar, which I have locally built by a canvas shop that I love to work with. That's probably going to cost me $40. We got paint, we got tape, all my other supplies that are necessary. Let's say that I have those in stock. Maybe there's one color that I need to get that I ran out of. Let's just call that roughly $60. So there's $100 right there. So now we're down from 6 to 5. So $500, cool. $500 is $500. I appreciate anything and everything that I ever get from anybody, whether it's a dollar or whatever. But $500. But that $500 looks very different than that perception of taking home 1,500. So a lot of times you see an artist price and you think, oh, well, they must be doing really well. They sell a lot of pieces. You don't necessarily know their overhead or their contractual obligations because that number of their take home could be significantly lower. Now, does that mean that you should bump your prices way up? Does it mean that you should lower your prices? Well, that's really a judgment call for you. But these are just things that you can take into consideration. And I'm not here to say what's right or wrong. I'm just here to let people know some of the things that I do and some of the things that I'm working through because I make adjustments to my pricing all the time based on the market and what's working for me and what's not. So a lot of things to take into consideration, but that's just the breaking down of one piece just so that people can kind of see and have an idea. But I do have other talks that you can check out here on YouTube on how to price your art. And it does talk about some of the things that you might want to take into consideration in setting those initial terms. Some of the things we got into today, but I'd be happy to get into them with you in the future. So let me know the things you want to talk about. Leave some comments, share my videos, tell people about me. Join me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and now on Threads. I'll see you next time. CariniArts.com.